All right, so this is an older project. This was one of my favorite projects. I wanted to give you an update on it. So this piece of Osage orange, and so I just drilled a hole in the center of it and rounded, domed this thing over, and then we'll clean out the inside of it in a sec. So I gave this to my mom years ago. We were down at her place, and it's amazing how dark the Osage orange has gotten over the years. So I'll show you that at the end of the video too. But just wanted to show this video again. So if you're a new subscriber and you haven't seen it yet, this was one of my favorite projects. It's a jellyfish lamp. So after I got a tenon down on the other side, I'm going to go ahead and hollow out the inside of it a little bit because this is where we're gonna put the tentacles and things like that coming out of it. So in the lathe speed, I'm not sure. I think it popped up on the screen, but it's probably 2,500 or so. So what I'm going to do is I'm putting an acrylic rod in the center of it, and the light will come up through that and just kind of light the whole thing up. And then I put a bunch of holes around it because I wasn't sure how many of the tentacles I was going to have to actually put in there. I just put in way too many and then used the one, whatever I needed. So I did two different styles of those, some that kind of curl around and then some that I just rounded over and sanded. So I went ahead and sanded this all up, sanded it up with the oil too, and then we'll flip it around and use that recess there to expand the jaws and clean up the top of it here in just a sec. So yeah, the Osage orange, you'll see at the end of the video too, it's a dark, almost like walnut or something. I didn't realize the color was gonna change that much because it's pretty bright here. But I know like Coco Bolo and things like that will change color too if you put them in the sunlight. So this one kind of did the same thing. Help support the companies that support our community. All right, so this is the acrylic rod that is going to run up through the center of it. I did want to taper it down a little bit, so I'm using the skew here to just taper it down. And it really didn't go that much. It was just a little bit. And then I went ahead and ran through all the grits and wet sanded it back up to polish it back up. So I used a blowtorch to heat it up and bend it. And now I know I should have just used a heat gun. It works much better. And with a heat gun, you can bend this stuff. It bends really easy. And it doesn't, if you get it too hot, it won't create like a little bubble on the acrylic. I held it pretty far back, so it didn't do it on this one, but I've tried some smaller stuff and it kind of bubbles it up and starts to burn it. All right, so this is the base. This is a piece of maple burl. I've had this piece for years, and what we're gonna do is drill another hole in it, put it on the worm screw, and then put a little spot here in the center. So that acrylic rod is gonna go down in it. The lights are gonna go into this part. And so it kind of hides everything. And I have another little piece that I add to it. I'll show you that at the end too. So I'm just drilling down into it because I'm going to come in from the side to bring the cord in for the lights here in a second. And just cupping out around the corner so I can put the lights around there so you don't see them when they get turned on. So this piece here is the ones that spiral around. So these little pieces, I believe I made 2 of these, so it ended up being 4, or maybe I made 3, and maybe I got 6 of them out of it. I'm not sure. I don't have it sitting right here. I'll show it at the end. So I just did a spiral around this and then cut it with a saw. And that way I came back through and cleaned all this up with a little rotary tool. And then each one of these I got 2 pieces out of. So I used my old SS Minnow handle there so that it's nice and easy to grab. Then I used the oscillating sander to clean all these up. And it gives it that nice, like a kind of like a seaweed effect to it. I guess I did 4 of them. There they are. And so these pieces here are the longer ones, and I use this little stop block on the bandsaw, so they were all the same size. Oscillating sander again to knock all the corners off. And then this little tool I used here on the jig, I've showed this several times. You fill it up with air. It's like a little bicycle inner tube, and it works fantastic for doing stuff like this. So this is the piece of blue acrylic, and this is going to hide the lights in there. And I just rounded this all over with the oscillating sander, and then just kind of hand sanded it once I got it really close. All right, so there is how it goes together. This is where the lights are going to go through. And then I just coated everything with a clear lacquer. And then we will get this thing all put together. All right, I want to say there it's all done, but it's been done for a long time. So I did this probably 5-6 years ago, and we were down at my mom's house a couple weekends ago, and I borrowed it. I wanted to show you guys just the Osage orange. It was so yellow when I first did it, and it's almost like a walnut now. So there's some woods are like that. If you leave it in the sun, it will discolor, and not just a little bit. It will really change colors on it. So I still like it. It's super cool, but yeah, it definitely changed color. So yeah, it was one of my favorite projects. This one, the Millennium Falcon, I just love doing stuff like that. So there's just a little acrylic cover for the lights there, and yeah, it was kind of. If you want to see the other video, I kind of walk through the step by steps, but I drilled a bunch of holes in it. It's about 16 inches tall, and I put the LED lights on the inside of it. It was a super fun project, and it's heavy. But yeah, that acrylic too. So I've bent some acrylic since then, and a heat gun. They make some different tools for bending acrylic, but as far as like tube stuff like that, the heat gun works fantastic, and it does a super nice clean job where you can bend just angles and everything, and it comes out perfect. All right. Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Next week's project, there's a lot of carving and sanding on it, so it's taken me quite a while to get that one done, but I think it's going to be a fun one. All right, have a great weekend, and we will see you next time. Take care.